So what's happening, so what's been created on campus is what I like to call victim privilege. This idea that if you're a victim, then you have a certain privilege. You get to shut people down, you get to shut them up, you get to make sure that they never speak. And this creates an entire generation of really bad people. Because if you are trained from the time that you are young, that the only thing important in life is whether you're a victim or not, and then you get extra credit for being a victim. If you subsidize victimhood, you're going to get more of it, just like anything else in life. Colleges subsidize victimhood. They tell you, you are a victim. You're a victim of the system. You're a victim of the evil white founders who created this evil white system for other evil white people. And therefore, if you are a victim, you have additional cachet in the moral discussion. And once that happens, you're training people to feel victimized, and you're training them to tear down the system. And that's what these colleges have been doing. They've been training people to feel victimized. And that's where you get the language of microaggressions that I'm sure you've been hearing and you have no idea what it means because it's not a real word. Okay, so when they say microaggressions, what they mean is somebody said something offensive that you don't like, right? But they don't have to mean to be offensive. It could just be a thing that you find offensive, but you've been victimized, and therefore you have that extra moral cachet. So they say things, this is real. For example, if you say on a college campus today, where are you from? On many college campuses, the administrators will say this is a microaggression. You should have things like sensitivity training. You should be called on the carpet. Why? Because where are you from implies you're not from right here. Right? It means that you think that the person's a foreigner. Well, I mean, I asked my wife where she was from. I knew she was from America. I mean, like, I assumed she wasn't born on this spot. I mean, you ask people all the time where they're from without assuming that you're making some sort of xenophobic reference to them crossing the border illegally or something. But the fact is that the microaggressions have become a big thing on college campuses. The big one, of course, that's now taken effect is what I was very pleased with Grant Strobel doing what he did over at University of Michigan, the chair of YAF. He was asked about choosing his identity. So there's a thing on college campuses now to make sure that we don't microaggress you. We have to ask you whether you are a male identifying person or a female identifying person or one of the other 56 genders on Facebook. There are like a bunch of them. And you get to name your pronoun. You actually get to pick your pronoun. So there are people at campuses I've gone to where they'll walk around, they're administrators, they wear name badges, and it'll say things like Linda, and then underneath it'll say he. Right, and because they got to pick their pronoun. So what Grant did, which I think is great, is Grant applied to the University of Michigan to be called His Majesty. So his actual pronoun at University of Michigan is His Majesty. He must be addressed as His Majesty under all circumstances because he self-identifies as an emperor.